Good morning, YouTube. It's kind of a wet day today, and my patio is in the shade in the morning. So I thought I'd bring this out here, see how pretty and purple my hair is. I wanted to show you one of my pipe stands that I just got. Oh, can you see it? I don't know if you can see how purple that is. It is the color of my hair. Honest. I know, it's hard to tell, isn't it? I don't know how to get that better. It looks brown, but it is just as vibrant purple. And that lacing is just a wonderful lavender. And someone knows about my goth years. Anyway, so today we're going to play What Did Sue Bring Up from the Basement? You know, I moved into a new house. Let's see, YouTube straighten that one out, huh? Okay, so some of you know I moved into a new house, and I'm in the midst of working on it. We had a rather drastic medical emergency in that Kevin had to have part of his foot removed, and so it was like a change of gears. You're in gear, you're moving and everything, which you needed to do, but then the corona's in there, so you're fighting with the corona virus going around. I know it's COVID, but I like coronas better than COVID. And then with all of that going on, you know, we have this medical emergency, and I can't go to work. He's, you know, can't go to work for various reasons, not just because he needed to go to work, but with his foot and surgery and stuff. And then he has to go in the hospital all by himself. You can't go into the hospitals with anybody, you know, so he had to go in there and have that decision of it all done without much input from me, which is fine. I mean, it was... it really wasn't even, he didn't really have a choice. It wasn't much of an input on his part. It was basically the doctor saying, hey, guess what we're going to do? And it wasn't a big guess. So today, I'm going to start bringing up a basket a day. But I'm going back to work, so I don't know how long that's going to last, eh? So I'm going to bring up a basket a day, or at least some things that I want to go into the cases up here, or a special, you know, little thing. I have a place I'd like to kind of protect some things, but I want them kind of in a rough area, so I'm going to work on that. But anyway, so here's what I brought up from the basement. First of all, I brought up tons of pipes and stuff, as you can see, and these are new. These are not. Oh, I had to go out and buy. I had to go out and buy some cigars just because I got this really great cigar stand. I don't know if you can see it. I'll put it up here. But all of my cigars are pretty small. Well, he knew enough that I needed to have them for my small cigars. And that's a nice display, or for smoking it. You know, so it really kind of is just too neat. Oh, did I even get that in there? Anyway, so it's once again, what fun. I love things like that. So let's talk about what was in the box. Well, to start with, I went ahead and pulled up 3 or 4 pipes. Now, some of them I've already been smoking on. You know, that's, I think I brought some of them up the other day too. A Peterson. I got, look at bullseye in that one. I got one of my Dunnies, I love one of these. This is a size 4, but it's a small size 4. And it's a very gorgeous pipe. You can't see it, but it's just as amber and look at the grain, man. It's an old pipe. It's probably, oh my. I got that one, I think, in 1965. I think I was like 10 or 11. No. Gosh, I got that forever ago, in the 60s. Oh, and then, so I brought up a couple of other pipes I thought I would open up. Got some tobaccos. This one's open, so that's probably what I'm going to smoke today. Oh, and you know how I go on and on about different things. So I've been doing masks, you know, just for fun. But I've been making them all different. I've been putting little flaps on them. I have got them, some of them that are painted with the pattern that's on the dress that I made it for. Some of them I hemmed up some of my dresses, and I make a lot of my clothes, or I adapt a lot of my clothes. So This is getting adapted next. So I always have scraps of material, and so I made another silly one, which I think is really silly because you could actually eat. But I say it's kind of, I know it's silly to make them up and make them foo-foo or make them in patterns and stuff like that, but I gotta wear them. I mean, it's just a fact, Jack. And by making them silly or making them adapted, and I was gonna put zippers in them, but zippers are so hard, so I don't do zippers. I did take a pair of pants that had a zipper in them and adapted that to see if I could do it. No, it just isn't worth it, you know, for the fun of it. So I might just actually sew a zipper right on top, but it not be functional, just for the fashion statement of I'll wear it, but I'm kind of, you know, gonna do it my way. So anyway, I brought some things from the basement, and let's see what we got in this one. This is a Dunhill box. So there's going to be a Dunhill in it. If there's a box and it's not got a piece of pink paper hanging out of it, then there's a Dunhill in it. Or if it doesn't have its string from the bag hanging out of it, that's how I kind of denote my empty boxes. I'll leave the string out so that the box stays clean, but I know there's no pipe in there. Everybody has, oh, I'm doing that lecture thing, aren't I? Everybody's got different things, you know. That's one of the things that I do. Now, when I put these pipes up, we just took cases of them. I'm talking about cases of pipes that I'd been smoking on because I don't believe in super cleaning them, because Danny Shore was supposed to come up every year and clean them for me, and then he got sick, and the first year he came up, he did okay, but the second time, you know, it was all about Danny then. And we went to the Weston anyway, so so that's another matter. But anyway, so this one's got a pipe in it because it wasn't like that. And this is a lot of these will have a numbers and stuff in them. And if I go look on lists that I have, it will tell me more about that pipe. But this is a DR, a dead root. When I was like, oh, I don't know. We used to give encrypted messages about what we wanted for Christmas to the other people because we'd just draw names, and we had a good amount we could spend, but you just spent one big chunk on one person, and then all the grandkids or all the little kids, of course. But I told them I wanted a Dr. Star, and finally, about 2 weeks before Christmas, my dad called me up and said, I know what you want. And so, this was one that he got me. It's a DR star, dead root star. 1 star. It's got a nice cake in there. You can't see it. I use, if I know I'm putting them up and they've been smoked and I'm leaving the cake in there, a lot of times I'll leave my pipe cleaner in there, just because I knew when I put this up that I wasn't putting it up clean. So I will probably have to clean that. It's got a little bit more cake. You know what? When I go to Texas, I'm going to go see Rob. Robert, guess what I'm bringing with me? More pipes than you can possibly get done for the amount of time I must stay in Texas. But I like it when I'm the world's worst at cleaning my pipes. Oh, that one will look good in this one here. Now this is a different stand. That other one was purple, and this one's black with red. It's the pipe holder is called a Demon Dog, and this one Kevin named it. I can't remember what he named it. I'll have to look it up, but he really liked that one. And like I say, this one just you know, one more stud on there, and I swear I'd wear it as a vest. I love that. And it's kind of nice because I set one of my Churchills in it, and I always have trouble with this, with it standing up, and this held them just fine. Plus we wanted to make sure that they would fit my little pipes, and as you see, my little pipe kind of goes into that one. And on this purple one though, it's a little bit smaller because he knows what pipes I use and stuff, and he knew that that was coming to me, so that's always nice. That is Bourbon Ram Company. He's got a thing on Etsy, I think, too. Oh, anyway, so let's go back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about? Let's see. You know what? I need to do the quick load. Can you see all my junk on the table? You guys can't even see all this stuff on my table. This is... You want to know what I do all day? I sit around and smoke. No, actually I'm getting ready to load up about 5 or 6 pipes. And then I will put those little leather pennies that you guys see me use all the time in there. And that will kind of keep it fresh for a little while. I'm going to put some Virginia cream. It hadn't been opened, and it's from 2015. Well, that's good, because it is a little bit cased, and I don't really care for much after 5 years of it being cased. It seems to turn a little sour. Plus, is that a McClellan? Probably. No, it's a piece. Nice guy. He's a nice guy. He was at the pipe show a few years ago. We sat at, Luis and I went, and we sat at the table with him, and for dinner, you know, because they have a dinner at the pipe club show and stuff. We really wanted to sit with the Daniels Pipe Company, Megan, but Brandon, but they came in a little late because they had to man their table, so they ended up a long ways from us. But it was a lot of fun. They always are. So I need to load up a pipe real quick, and I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do what we'll call the Danny Shore method, but it's really just everybody's method. Let's see what the other pipes are. I just opened that one. Because I don't know what I want to load up in what. I need to empty that amber one. Oh! Remember I was telling you about those little tags? Can't get it. Oh, there it is. It's a K26. Like I say, there's lists and stuff that these all coincide with. Oh, this one. Yeah. Seems like I have more size 4s than I thought I did as I'm pulling them out, but maybe that's just because I'm pulling out the ones I threw into the basket or the box last. This is just a nice shell briar. That band should be silver, but because it's not been put up like it should be, it's not. It's R4FT with a slash there, an 035, no, a 305 shell briar. It's got the markings on there. It's flat on this side. I don't know if you can tell that even that that band is flat, so it sits. Very nice. I love these. I think that's what I will load up now. Playing my pipe. Alright, so you guys know I love this stuff. This is about the most beautiful stuff. It's just all the best leaves. And it's, I don't know. It's supposed to imitate a tobacco called the Queen of Tobaccos. So, you know, of course, if it says Queen in it, I'm going to get it. But it wasn't actually made by this company when it was called the Queen of Tobaccos. That's the flavor it's supposed to be emulating. So, I'm not sure. Oh, my tray. Boy, that came in handy. Look how much tobacco ends up on the bottom of my tray. It says Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy, which is my sign off. Anyway, so, oh, I'm talking about old toys and stuff. I need a match. This is a Dunhill. I don't like using a Bic on a Dunhill. Oh. It's old habits, I know. The old habit of lick the lip. You know, it's us old smokers. We all have old things. You know, some people take and clean their pipes every time they use it. Others of us, you know, we like that old flavor taste in there. That's part of what makes it a pipe. Oh, the flies are coming. But as soon as I light this pipe, they'll go away. I really like hemp wick to do this with, but I don't have any out here. That's why I scorch them. That's a Russian olive tree back there. It's dying. But when we moved in here, there was a lot more of it, and we just went over there and was going to move one a little bit, and it looked rotted, and we just went like, and it fell straight down. And then like 4 weeks later, the pine tree that was out there just let go and fell over. So it's a very wet yard in some areas. We got a pool next door to us though. God damn it. Usually I have a candle too. You guys that used to watch me know. Oh, I was on YouTube. I hadn't, really looked at YouTube from my channel in a long time, and almost all of my subscriptions are gone. YouTube, in her wisdom, decided that I didn't need to be well, I hate it because I missed a lot of Derek's stuff. I've missed some of the... I don't know why they took and undid me from Uncle Phil's. I don't know why they undo me. Probably because I watch more of it from my computer at work. So it's a different YouTube channel I can watch there. It's only, it's viewing only. It's no comments. You can't really... You can pick a category in favorites and your subscriptions, but you're real limited on what you can do with it. So someone once asked me, how do you float a pipe? And I said, there's no good way or bad way. That's a leather penny. That's a leather penny. That's what I will stick into those pipes after I load them. And what ends up happening is it keeps it moist still. It even kind of moistens the pipe and flavors the pipe a little. Not necessarily the pipe, it kind of flavors the cake that's in there. And I usually have a tendency to take one tobacco and smoke it in that same pipe for quite a while. So, which will make this just the most delicious pipe all the time, won't it? See, I just stick my penny in there, and that will keep that for me. And then, let's see. Oh, some of the things I brought up from the basement, which, if you know what these are, then that means you guys are really old. What that is? Okay. That is a cream separator. When we were kids. All right, so years and years ago, we had the best of lives. We traveled with my dad. We grew up on a farm in the summertime. We had family that was farmers. We lived in the city to go to school, and so we really had that life that sure there was bad times and stuff, but for the most part, what a fun life. We traveled in Europe when traveling was really weird. Coffee and mudslide, sorry, had to get that out of the way. We traveled in Europe when it was really weird. It hadn't been that long after the war. People were still building back up. A lot of suspicions. You had to get a whole lot of different licenses and permits in order to actually work in another country. And I think that's still true. I think you still have to get certain certificates, but they're not a concern to me anymore. And by the time I was old enough for it to have been a concern, I was already in a different line of work. So, but anyway, this is the cream separator. We'd go out we'd go milk cows, but eventually it wasn't much hand milking. It was pretty much all electric and stuff, and there wasn't a lot of cows. But we had a farm that had it was a truck farm for berries and stuff. So, and it was all organic. So that's another film. But we'd get that milk, and you'd let it rise a little bit, and then you would pour it off one more time, and you just pour off that top. Well, honest to God, I know only people who grew up like me did. But this would be so rich and so creamy that what was on top would be almost yellow. And as you were doing tons, we were talking about taking loaves of bread and toasting them for field hands or buttering them. You'd just take that almost whipped cream off that top, and that's what you would butter, that bread with really quick. It was almost a mayonnaise type thing, but it didn't have anything but the actual creamy flavor, and that's why we almost always had to toast it, because it would take that bread and just dissolve it. But anyway, so that's a milk creamer. You take the milk when it was fresh, not out of the thing, and not homogenized, nothing, just out of the cow, out of the pail, strain it, clean it, then you'd put it into this and separate it, which was, Okay, so then, I'm talking about my old toys. So I brought up some of my old toys. And if you know what this is, then you really are a smart person. This is what I grew up with as a little, like other kids now have those little electric cars and stuff like that and all that stuff. This is called a knobby. Yep, that's what it is. It's a knobby, and that's how it was made. I think at one time it was reinforced and stuff, but that's what it's called. It's called a knobby. And this is probably from I'd say the 40s, because that would be my guess. Anyway, that's what that was one of my old toys, which I thought you guys would think was kind of neat. And it was really brightly painted back then. It doesn't look that way now. And then there was this. I'm going to have to undo this, because this is just one of those really neat things, and I might put it down on the ground and show you all later. Boy, this has been a long one, hasn't it? And we're not even talking tobaccos. I got more pipes out here I'm going to undo. Sun's coming out on them, so I'm going to have to get them in. I have some Star of the East, North, South, West, whatever I want to get to smoke in. I got something from that says train on it I want to open. Tons of snuff. But then I go through tons of snuff. All right, now. This was one of my toys. I don't know if you can see it. It has a latch that hooks into a... Oop. That's funny, I can't find my latch. Oh, there. Okay, there. All right. There's a latch down there that hooks into. It's all wood. Even the wheels and stuff. And that was one of my first little, my own toys. This is so fun. Sorry, I'm going to have to put it down on the ground. Anyway, so it folds up. It has this little folding bracket here. Isn't that unique and neat? And it goes into a little wheel in there. It's got a little handle on it. It's hard to see what you guys can see. Just a little short toy. Anyway, that was my my version of a skateboard. When we traveled and stuff, you gotta remember that we were around a lot of people that made do and were so ingenious, and it wasn't just pipes. It was puppets that they made us, and things like that. Was it Ben Wade that used to make us the puppets? I'm gonna have to look it up and see, because it's in my books and stuff. But it was amazing that these were the people we grew up with, and now they were old when we were little. We always thought all those people were so old and stuff, and here they are, I'm older than they ever were in my lifetime, probably. Well, that didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. See if I can get a better picture of that in the light. I just love this purple. I wasn't so sure, you know, I was kind of like skeptic on it, but those, all right, so anyway, that's what I brought up from the basement today. 2 of my old toys, a cream separator, actually 4 Dunhills, a Peterson, and a Stanwell is what I brought up from downstairs. I got a couple things in the mail, and I showed you those from Etsy. Gosh, that's about it. So happy, joy, as always. You know I'm watching you. Don't forget about Uncle Phil's giveaway. He went straight up to 1,000, and that's kind of how it works. It seems like in the YouTube company pipe community. It'll be a while there. They'll go real strong, and then they fade, and they go real strong, and then they fade. And I know I faded for a while, but you know, Jiminy's Christmas. I have moved a couple of times, and I have had to deal with water problems, mold problems, COVID-19, car wrecks. My Pink Floyd got, I had a flat. I had to blow out, and it took out my car because it went into the ditch, and when it went into the ditch, it took off all my my beautiful chrome and my glass packs and all that kind of stuff. It just wiped it out. The Kragers, pooh. And what's so mad about that is, oh gosh, I'm off on another field and tangent, aren't I? We'd just taken it to a company called Butler's and had them check it out. And they even put air in the tires, but they didn't tell us that the tires are rotten. So, you know, we had to blow out a tire to find that out on the way to Parkville. Scary. Truthfully, Kevin was behind me when the tire blew, and was not on a good place in the road. Scared me to death. I'm going around a bend. I'm not going too fast, but it's still starting to swerve and stuff. And Kevin told me I did a really good job at keeping it on the road and all that kind of stuff, but I have to admit, I took and gripped the wheel, braced myself, shut my eyes, and just prayed the whole time. I was whip-washing, hitting, whacking, and everything, and then to find out that all I had done was blown a tire and ended up in a ditch without killing anybody was like, it was just amazing that was that way. But anyway, oh, like I say, off focus. You all know that about me. Too much caffeine, too much nicotine, and I haven't started snuffing yet. It's going to be a good day. Happy, joy, you know I'm watching you.